Hi, good evening. Happy Holi. Okay, Baba. Hi, Arun. Good evening. Good evening. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ganesh. Hi, Yogesh. Let more people join in. We'll start. In between, I can tell how to manage this script which I shared. So this is a script which I shared last time. I'll just share uh, the study as well. You can use that script under what you call columns as well as in the study. So it will pick up the time frame and based on it, it will return you the candle pattern. So I have the study. I'm going to share the study. Candle detector, share. And detector. So now I'm going to post this on X. Here is the candle pattern detection script for toss. You can use AI to convert this for trading view. Okay, I've shared it. Like many new people joined this week into my Telegram channel. So hi and welcome to you all. I'm still waiting for like 10 o'clock when more people can join in. I've shared the script. You can actually go and try that. Hi Raghu, hi Lalita, hi Nation, hi Gulati, hi Tarun, hi Madhu. Good evening. I hope you all had a good weekend and celebrated Holi. Now you can find the script on the X as well as on my Telegram. Now there is a few ways to incorporate it. Like first, you can go to Edit Studies. You can click Create, and you can copy paste the script by opening that. Or that's one way of doing it. Other way is go to Open Shared item, put in the URL which I've shared, click on Preview and click import, then that script will be imported. That will be how you can bring that information onto the charts. If you're looking to do that onto your watch list, you need to go here, click customize, and there are multiple custom columns which are available. Right now, I've used almost everything, but if it is not there, click on the custom column. Like for example, there's one empty. Click on the custom column and click add. And on this, you can add the definition by copy pasting it. Like once the column is there, you can click on edit formula. It will open the screen. You can choose your time frame. Here you can choose like 1 minute to 1 year. So I usually do that on the daily basis. So this is the calendar. You can pick up and paste all the logics, and you will have a custom column right there. Uh, like I have shared my Telegram link. I'll just show you one more time. It's right there on my profile right now. You go to my profile and it is right there. Maybe second or third tweet you can use and join it. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Raj. Hi, Shiv. All right, so we are almost 9:56. So I've shared the script which I created. Now, once I have that script running, in the real time, I get the information. So when I'm looking to make a trade, BR gives me a bearish candle pattern, BL gives me a bullish one. So I just have a look and I've given them a different color shade. So it's easier for me to identify. Morning star is something which I'm really interested in, or an evening star in the negative frame of things. And like I've tried to cover many bullish engulfing, bear engulfing. So you can actually have a look and see what makes you comfortable, and then you can start using that. In this, I have a normal chart with my Fibonacci levels. Also, this week the futures have shifted from March expiry to the June expiry. So you will see a jump of almost 50 points on the future. But I have adjusted my futures so that there's no gap because of the futures. So the levels will remain the same, and they get adjusted according to uh, the futures. So we are still far from 12 EMA. We have started to see some relief, like we had a good higher high, higher low on Friday. And if you compare this with, I think it was MESH, I don't even remember the name of the previous quarter. Let's use this one. So we are going to use Hi Ike after a long time. Hi Nilesh. All right, so we are 9:58. We are all set. Thank you for joining my live, guys. So we're gonna talk about the big index stocks, some of the small stocks which I'm finding really good in terms of setup. Like for example, Baidu, I am like really interested. It's right in that zone where it can actually uh, break off and like blast off towards 100, Uh, Apple has gone down too much too quickly. So 2829 I'll be looking at. Similarly, I'm also interested in Amazon. Uh, Crowd has been holding well since it tested 309 something. So again, we'll go through some scans. We'll see what all tickers are there, and I'm gonna talk about a weekly view. We also have FOMC in between. So FOMC, I think is going to be uh, real tight this time. I don't think so any action will happen, but the commentary, especially at 2:30 from Jerome Powell, will be really important. Because if he suggests that inflation is coming down and the tariff may not have that kind of impact, because now the tariff regime has actually given a very detailed, very detailed overview of what they are planning to. So if he goes by that and say that yes, now even after having the tariff impact, the market is fine, market will run from that. Market needs a booster because it has corrected 10% roughly, and now it needs something meaningful, and it will relieve from that. Otherwise, I still think 5198 is not far. All right, so let's start from ES. Very first thing. So ES is a future. People who do not use ES, it's the SPX future. SPX is an index, and ES is a future for that. So previously, we almost like for the last futures, we almost came close to 5509, and then we bounced. This is a future which was for June. So you will see a 50-point difference. So currently, if you're trying to look at the future, it should be 5610, 5620, 5610 roughly, 10 or 12. And Once you clear that, like that's why I'm saying there's a confusion. If you're trying to use the March will be 56.10-ish. That's almost 110 point up from the lows. And this is June's. And if you compare June's low, uh, June's low was 59, 55, 59. So almost 105 from there. So net level wise, it is same. Now, if we see the resistance for this is this area, 5,700, where it closed. Why 5,700? First, 56.98 was the last high of Friday. So if we can clear that, then it will be a positive sign and then we can move higher. And then there's a possibility of testing a 12 EMA. 12 EMA is still far, like this is the 12 EMA. This is the low, which was 55.59. And again, I'm just repeating myself. This is not March futures. This is June futures. March futures will expire on 3/21 Friday morning. So Friday morning, March futures will no longer be there. So if you want to switch, better switch. There's a 50-point difference you can set into your chart and that will adjust your futures. It will not show in the gap. Now here, this is the 12 EMA, which is a significant area for it to backtest. Since it broke down, this is the 12 and 34 breakdown. Since it broke down, it tried to test it once, could not clear, and now it is trying to make a base in this zone and may attempt a touch. This is around 57.58. Okay. Now, if that happens, we touch, then there is a big question. Do we break it out and go and test the 34 EMA, or we face the resistance and we continue our journey on the downside? Usually the momentum is negative. So at this time, I expect it to be a back test. And once the back test is done, it will come down unless there is something really positive happening or there is a very big clarity on what needs to happen with respect to tariff. So be like if you want to be light on your position, it's fine, but be very careful because the volatility is going to be there. Second thing, look at this DMI and TTM squeeze. The TTM squeeze and DMI, I use a combination of both. TTM squeeze is telling me that yes, the negative was fired, meaning the negative momentum was there. Friday, we have the first yellow, meaning that yes, if everything makes sense, this should give us a short-term bottom and we could actually go and test this 12 EMA, which is almost like 100 points from here. So I still aim for this. So any dip which comes around, I would say this area, which is 56.50, I would take a long and I would go for 57.58. That is my target. Anything below 56.50, I am not interested to do longs. So my range is 56.50 to 57.58. Anytime it right now is like 56.62, if it comes like 12 points lower, I'll be more than happy to entertain long. If I have to short, I want to short below this area, which is 56.35. If 56.35 does not hold, then again, it will attempt the lows again, which is 5559. So net, if you want to play, let me just clear these annotations and give you the clear levels. So net, if you want to play, this is the level. 56.50 is your buy zone. If it comes, 56.35 to 56.50 is a zone where I will not trade. I will watch. If you clear or if you hold 56.50, look for 57, 58, almost 108 points. If it loses this one, look for 55, 59. Now, if we start to have close below 55, 59, I think then it's really, really severe downside, which is opening. And for that, let me clear all this. For that, we have 5198. This is the dark green line, which may get tested if we start to break down. This line has not been tested in almost, this is the 5-year time frame. So this has not been tested at all. Only thing which has been tested is the purple line right here. It is making an attempt right here. So this rally, which started in the September of 2023, when ES was around 4500, 4200, from there to 6300, this is a very important and critical point, 5505. Just keep that in mind for the next quarter or something. If we get a close below this, we are going to see a panic selling, which has not even started yet. Panic selling can be really, really difficult and can be really, really painful for the market. That will end at this green line. And whenever we have that, then negative move starts to prosper. So just be careful. If you are not long, then fine. If you are long, make sure you have your hedges, make sure you have your uh, counter trades so that you do not lose your hard-earned money. But if you do not have any position, wait for this 5198 or 5500 to increase your positions. Or if you are looking for a good entry, you should actually start investing around 5500 for the first 25-30%, and then 5190 for the next 30-40%. That's a really good uh, area. Also keep in mind, this whole thing is making a M pattern. So M pattern, which is right there, will come and join this green line somewhere. Maybe here in the April or around March, it is going to test this. And that is, I'm saying, is going to be really, really intense and important test. If we break that, the kind of length we have for M, expect at least 50% of this length to go down further, which I don't know whether it's going to happen or not. But if we find a very good base around 53, 5400, I think that will be really good area to go long. And it will be around 15% from the tops on ES, maybe 20% on Nasdaq. But that's an area I'm eyeing, and I will go all in at that time, because I think the theme which Mr. Trump is following is wants to detox. And I think that will be a good detox of the share market by that time. And then we should have some good quarters, maybe third quarter, and maybe the last fourth quarter is good for the economy and can go up higher. So, Cody, these numbers are for March futures? No, these numbers are for June futures. You can read it right here. This is June 2025. Thanks, Nilesh. So these are the levels for ES futures. Let's look at the Nasdaq futures. Nasdaq futures have seen some really bad uh, moves. Again, M was there. Like if you see in the normal candles, it looks like up, down, up, down, up, down. But if I simply clear them, and again, I'm not recommending to use it because High candle will give you a very clear picture. Whenever you have a red base, a red top, you need to sell. Whenever you have a green base, you need to buy. According to Nasdaq futures on uh, High candle, it is telling me to buy. It's setting up a morning star. Again, the same principle concept. It needs to test the 12 EMA 20,185. Also, it has two yellow candles on the TTM squeeze. The green line is right on the top. So every indication is telling me that yes, it should be a very good buy opportunity around 19,600, 19,650 if you can get a dip. uh, be a buy around that time and look for a long, or in simple words, if you want to keep 19,730, that's 19,735 should be your stop loss or your entry. If you get a dip around this, excellent. If you get 19,750, 1975, you should be a buyer. The stop loss of 19,735. Look for a back test of 2,200, which is first a Fibonacci area, second the 12 EMA. Once we are there, we will decide, but this is approximately 2.5%, 3% move. That's about 500 points which are available, roughly 500 points. And if we lose 19,700, it will come down to 19,300. So 400 on the downside. So again, as I showed you on ES, 19,730 is your line, and you should aim for 20,000, which is a round number, and 20,200. This is your area for the long side. And I think the probability is supporting the long as of now for a back test. Once we do a back test, we will revisit. If we start to lose 19,700, 19,350 is my area. And comparatively, Nasdaq has already lost this green line, which ES has not. So if you see, it is coming to a very important juncture. It has not seen this line in the last, like, people compare it with 2018, 19. We might actually go and like even go below these levels. This is a very, very important level. Otherwise, we are coming to 17,800, which is roughly 2,000 points from here. So this backtest and breakout is really, really needed. Otherwise, panic would come and panic will substantially hit the stocks. And you can see like all the big stocks starting from Apple 260 to 210, that's about 25% or 24% roughly. Amazon 240 to 190s, Google from 208 to 160s, Nvidia from 150s to 104. Now it came back to 120. So the risk is really high. So don't think that they have come lower and they will not go lower. The mid caps will still go lower, and some of the mid caps may not even see the levels which you have seen now in the next many, many years. So if you're stuck, you need to revisit, you need to check and look into your stocks, what's happening. All right, so that's about ES and NQ. Any questions, you can post that on the YouTube channel and I'll try to answer that. But this is about the NQ and ES levels. Now let's do some scans. First, I'm looking for a 12 crossing 34. So I'm looking at any ticker where there's a crossover of 12 and 34 on the daily basis. Positive or negative, we will check. So I'm waiting for the results. So Lilly, V, and Intel. So let's look at Lilly. So it's a crossover which I'm looking. So right there, you can see Lilly 12 EMA has come down and 34 EMA has converged. So Lilly is looking real weak. It's an inside day for now. The TTM squeeze has fired negative. So if it bounces towards maybe 820, 830, I would take a short and sell it. Lilly is looking negative. Last time it went to 700 and from there it went higher all the way to 920. It was trying to attempt an inverted head and shoulders but failed miserably. Now it is going to come. I think 760 is pretty much possible on Lilly. So keep an eye. 829, if it comes 830, take a shot on the short side and wait for 730. The stop loss is 840. Then we have Visa. These are like the crossovers. So right on Friday, we have a crossover where the 12 EMA went down with the 34 EMA. With consumer confidence getting hit, the credit card debt getting higher, the risk of these companies is starting to pile up. In so many years, the risk has been totally ignored because somehow they were making good money from the interests. But this time, I'm a little careful because every time the credit thing comes in, somehow it was managed, and they're able to post good numbers. But this time, it's getting tough. So let it come to 335, 336, maybe 340, and then we can short. Intel, I am really, really bullish on it. I have recommended Intel at 19 few months back in when it came with earnings, and from 19 it went to 25, 27. Now it has come back. Uh, I think any dip on Intel should be bought. Any dip, like MU has these earnings, so 23, 24, it should hold this 23 gap. And if it does, I think it has some substantial rally in it. So keep an eye on it. Then let's go and check on other scanners. I'll look for the inside day. Again, I'm only watching into my watch list. So there's many stocks which are inside list. So let's look at. uh, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Lilly, Adobe. Everything is almost in the inside day. So I'm gonna move this to inside. I'll do double inside day, like two candle day. Still we have big. Let me do 4 candle inside day. Like the time frame is 4 days. Wow. It means on the weekly basis as well, we are going to have some massive list. AVGO, UNH, Baba, EDT. Okay. Okta is really good. Uh, Okta is like doing Okta. So in this market, when you see the stocks which are beaten down, look at the stocks where earnings have been really, really remarkable. Like Okta had really great earnings. Zscalers have great earnings. So anytime you find a dip on them, like AVGO had a good earnings, you find a dip, go and jump onto those stocks. Those are the stocks which will help you in the investment cycle. If you want to trade the market momentum, then you can choose whatever you want. But if you want to invest and go for some time, then look for these stocks which have cooled off after some really good earnings. So now let's go and look at some of the tickers. I will start from Apple. So Apple was my list item at 235. I wanted to short this and now it has come down to 209. So anytime like this has seen some really good sell off now, and previously it held this range. One more time we see a break, we will go down, boom, 193. This is the move it did because of saying AI, AI, AI. Again, Apple is only doing phones and services. So 209 is or should be your most important stop loss. If it loses 209, it will come down to 193 and it will happen very quickly. The momentum is seriously negative on Apple. So anything, uh, if market starts to give up and we have to like, if we imagine 5,300, which is about 350 points from here, Apple should be a big contributor on the downside. And if market starts to go higher, 209 should be your base and you will find resistance at 213 and 218. It's in the negative momentum and Apple needs to somehow do really, really crazy to bring its momentum back. I don't think it's going to happen pretty soon because Apple is losing on innovation. There's nothing like they every year they come on the increase the size, they increase the OLED display, but there's nothing on the innovation side. And Apple is lagging. Either they need to buy some company like Baidu. I think that's a very prime target. Their Apple TV doesn't have content. The services are picking up, but it's not doing enough to compensate for the innovation which they are lagging. So be careful on Apple. It may start to lose. That's why Warren Buffett have taken out a very big chunk from Apple. AMD. AMD, again, we were trying to see if it can have a weekly close above the 12 EMA. I think MU numbers this week will have a positive or negative impact on AMD. It is trying its level best to make a base and bounce out of it. Look at this whole line. Not even a single time it is having a blue candle, which tells me that yes, the momentum it has is really, really negative. Right now, it has started to pick up a little, but it's still not that intense where I can say that yes, it's going to pick up and take over. But if we can have a close, let's look at the weekly candle for it. So weekly candle is setting up for a morning star candle and the target is about 112. But let's see if we can hold 98. Like right now, if you see it's making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, which is never a good sign. So 99 is your stop loss. If it breaks 99, this theory fails and it will continue to go down. So 99 is your stop loss. And if it can be a buy at that area, look for a momentum towards 101, 104, 103.50. So AMD with 99 stop loss, look for 101, 103.50. Amazon. 80 watching only. Guys, don't worry about the likes or something. Shane, market push, we need to find some other winners this time for our market push. Yes. Microsoft is also lagging. Nvidia is also not contributing. Nvidia just bounced because it had a event coming this week. So let's see. Amazon 192 is an important area. This was the area where it broke out. Now, if you Elliott waves, you can see 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and then it went down. It should come up, get down, and then it should like this is 5, then A, B, and C. 173. That's my target. So 202 it should test and then it should go down. So it's a choice now whether you want to buy near 192 or sell near 202. With tariffs in place, with consumer spending and with inflation going higher, Amazon may not be the right uh, entry for the longs. It's sell on rise. It's pretty momentum is negative again. As I said, the back test is possible. So in the back test, it may go and do a 202, but net, it needs to clear 213 for making anything meaningfully positive. So I'll be really, really shocked that Trump gives up on tariff. So I am really doubtful on that. So Amazon can be a company which can get hit from all this. ABGO. AVGO again like did a back test of 12 EMA and could not break higher. It's setting for like an ascending triangle. Like if you see this, it's setting up an ascending triangle. Now either it should break out or it should break down from here. Ideally, it's a back test of 12 EMA and it's failing, so it should give up and come down to 186, 187, which should be a good area to add. So I am looking to add AVG around 186, 187, not at 195 levels. And the earnings were fine, but they were not super exuberant. Adobe earnings sucked really bad, and it is going down, and it has come down the same area. Like right here, it formed the base, and now it, come on, it kind of, there was a small gap right here. It filled that gap, and my writing, come on, clear. This was the gap which was roughly filled. So this is an important juncture. Again, back test and continue on the downside should be Adobe's theme. I really wanted it to break out because it was doing good consolidation. It attempted a breakout to 465 but failed on the earnings, and now it's coming down. So for me, Adobe is in no trade zone. Baba. Baba is doing a good consolidation in this area. It's making a really nice bull flag. You can see right here, if we start from this 86, this is the top. The lows, like from here, are going up, up, up. It is going to break out maybe this week or next week, but it's getting ready. The break is coming, and your stop loss is 136. So stop loss is small, and you should aim for 158. This is 61% Fibonacci, and in uh, Fibonacci 61, here it is struggling, like really struggling. If it breaks out from here, it will clear 78, and it will also test 100% Fibonacci, which is like 180. So 182. So I'm really confident if you want to take a long position on Baba with 136 stop loss, you should aim for 180 by maybe 1 or 2 months. It will break that. If it loses 136, then it's a different story. It may cool off, but at this time, it's looking really nice for 158, 182. If I look at the options, let's look at 16th May options of Baba. The prices are really good. So 150 is at $7.75. 180 is $2. So 150, 180 spread should be really good. 185. So like last year also I mentioned this will be the year of China, and they have done it correctly. Baidu for the first time in few days has fired positive. It has cooled off a little, but I think it's getting ready for a massive breakout. It should hit 102, fill certain gaps right there at 101, and look for 112. I think it's getting ready. Baidu is specifically getting ready for a big move. Then we have crowd in CRM. CRM is or has been weak uh, since the earnings, and 270s have been holding it nicely. Uh, that's again a stop loss. 286 is your 12 EMA. It's the same routine. All these companies will test the 12 EMA, and then will decide whether they want to break out or break down further. So 286, there's a possibility it may test. If it starts to lose 275, like this was the consolidation at 247, went to 275. So if this time it breaks down, it will come down to 247. So wait for 286 to clear if you want to go long, or if you want to be an aggressive trader, short around 280s, 82, 83, keep a stop loss of 286. Look for a break below 275 for 247. Crowd has been a bounce player like 309. That's what my entry last week. It has come to do a back test of 12 EMA. So I think that job is done. It closed around 353. Now, if that's a very big question, 358. This was the area where it consolidated last time before it did a big move. I think it will repeat the same thing. It will not do anything and will remain in this zone. So for me, crowd, I think has done some really big moves. Now it needs some consolidation so you can avoid this for trading. D-Dog, D-Dog has seen some good days and now it's at a very important, like all of these stocks are below the 12 EMA and trading in a zone where they are coming for a gap fill. They have a massive gap fill, which needs to happen. Keep an eye, if it breaks 98, it's going to go for the gap fill. D-Dog. Google, Google is coming to an important area, 160 to 163. Every time it comes here, it tries to bounce, but not able to clean the 12 EMA. So what I'm saying, backtest, look at this Google. It consolidated, did a backtest, failed again, came down. So that may happen in all the other stock. They will come, they will try to break 12 EMA. We need to have a close of the 12 EMA at the daily time frame. So if we have a close, then we can see that yes, there's a good possibility. Otherwise, it will only fall down. So 163 is your last support. If it goes below, it's going to come down to 146 where it has a gap. In the bearish market, all the gaps will be filled. So 163 is your stop loss. Then we have Meta. Meta is, I tried Meta a few days back and it kind of gave back really bad, like from 630s to all the way to 580s. I think Meta has seen some drastic rally and this is coming to an important support. If you see right here, it's coming, it came and bounced, it came and bounced. So this green line has been tested a number of times. This needs to hold. If it doesn't, you will see some really, really nasty downside moves on Meta. So 580 is my stop loss on Meta. If it comes near it, I will buy, or I will buy above 627. In between, it will only eat the premium. MSTR, I have a position in MSTR like Friday. We added MSTR is a bullish candle. It's close about 12 EMA, close right at 34 EMA. So this should be a breakout zone. Right now, the futures are a little down and it's showing only 1% off. But if it can clear 305, 306, it will hit 321 and then it should look for 350s, 360s. The squeeze has not fired anything on the positive side yet. So I'm gonna wait. I have my position. I'm gonna try and take a risk. See if it can break 305. If it does, then I'm not selling this position until the end of the week. So MSTR is looking bullish to me. Also, if you want to do a channel here, like from right there, there's a channel. It's still in the zone. But for me, more importantly, it reclaimed the 12 EMA. It now closed almost at 34 EMA. So, which is a good sign. And whenever we have that kind of sign, the reversal is coming. Also, the trend is telling positive. So there's a good momentum which is still pending MSTR. Microsoft did move on Friday. Again, same thing. Tested the 12 EMA, failed to close above it, which is not giving me a good feeling. So let it close above 12 EMA, otherwise it's gonna come down. And a Microsoft was the one which had really bad numbers, and because of the AI thing, it rallied from 240s to 300 and all the way to 460s. So this is in a zone where if it starts to lose, it can easily test 360s and then 360. So if market has to go down, Apple has done its job. Now Microsoft is still due. Then the Lulu, Intel we have already done. Lulu, Lulu is inside day, like 295 is a much better area. I will not add it here. I think let it come to 295 and then see. 295 is the breakout zone. Uh, Again, it's not positive. Like momentum is negative. So even if you try to sell it, I doubt it's going to go up. It should come down to 295. So it's $16 from 295. You want to buy puts or wait for 295? That's a choice. Guys, I will come down alphabetically order. So for Tesla, please wait. TDD, please wait. Then we have Netflix, Nvidia. Netflix, 922. Like when it came to 870, I tried long and I shared with you. This was the line. Now it's coming to a back test. So for me, Netflix move is done. Back test is done. Already moved like $70 from 850s. So I am going to avoid Netflix for now. If it clears 925, 926, I may think about 949, but the kind of gap it has should provide some resistance. So I'm not inclined on Netflix. Nvidia has event this week, and that's why it has reclaimed the 12 EMA. But the momentum is still really weak. It's still really weak on Nvidia. So if it fails to clear 123, like 116 is really important. If it fails to clear 123, I think it's time to get out of Nvidia, and then it can actually come down towards 90s. So be very careful. If it clears 123, I think 131 is the next level of resistance on Nvidia. And there are some heavy sellers setting on 190, 130s. If you want to try a MU around 88 is an excellent entry, and it has earnings this week. Earning wise, you don't know whether it's going to be positive or negative. Last time it was a big failure. It went from 110 all the way to 82, 83, and then bounced. So I don't know whether it's going to do the same thing or no. I have to read what are the expectation of this. But if I've seen the momentum, 88 is a really good entry, and 97 is really good area for it. 97 was holding and breakout. This time 97 should hold at least before the earnings. It can test 110. Then we have AML Oracle. Oracle, I think it's a double inside day, extremely tight. I think Oracle is trying to get into TikTok thing. If it does, it should be really good. It's making a good, like it had earnings, but it managed to hold this Fibonacci line. I think if market has to show momentum, Oracle may be the one to actually show some positive momentum towards 155, 162. Keep an eye on Oracle. Uh, Shopify. Shopify had really good earnings and everything is fine, but with Canadian things, they have almost filled the gap. There's one more gap around 87 which needs to fill. If it holds that gap, I think the bottom is done. It will create a island from there. So right now, 92 is my stop loss. If it comes around 92, I'll be a buyer on Shopify. SMCI has short momentum. It is the one stock which is above 12 and 34 EMA. But the negative DMI is right there. TTM squeeze is there. It needs some positive momentum. It needs some strength. Once it has, it will run. So keep an eye. 35, 36 is an area for SMCI to get added. If it clears 42 and holds, I think it will have moved towards 50. TTD, this is one of the examples when I keep on saying, do not buy the stocks which you see. If you keep on averaging, they'll still come down, come down, and come down, and come down, and they will never see these prices ever again. TTD is one example, Roku is one example, Zoom is one, many examples. So 50 is your stop loss, final stop loss. If you want to hold it, it's fine. If you want to average around 50, that's fine. But any day it has a close below 50, you should get out. 50 is real bad for TTD. And TTD and Meta, they made money from advertisements. So Meta, I think, will go down. TTD will follow the channel. Tesla is not a it's not a data company like people say of this and that. It is a car company. It's losing its sales. It's losing its revenue. It's just holding on. Any bounce should be sold into. It should come down. Like right before the elections, it was around trading at 216, 217, and the earnings were real bad this time and last time. The only momentum was that Trump is going to do something for EVs, and in fact, it has brought more and more negative sentiments towards Tesla. I think 217, 218 will be back tested pretty soon, pretty quickly. Tesla is not a stock to own at this time. You may see momentum to 265, sell the hell out of it. Last one I want to do is Costco. Costco again, like Walmart, Costco, they've seen some significant moves on the higher side. Now, if consumer is getting weaker, they will lose on revenues. So 898, 895 is your stop loss. If it loses, it was in a consolidation from 895 to 865. So that's the zone. All right, guys. So this is what I wanted to share tonight. Again, I would have taken calls, but I have to get up at 5 in the morning to take my office bus and everything. So thank you. And if you have questions, ping me on Telegram or post me on Twitter. I will respond to them. Have a good night, and I'll see you most likely next week. Bye bye. Take care.